get the record na siya. Mamaya na tayo. There you go. Okay. Saan ba pumapasok yung audio? Kaya lang. Meron kasi, dito pala pumapasok. Ayun. All right. Hold on, guys. Let me just set up things out here clearly. Sinamala pala to. Connect lang natin yung headset. Ayun. Para hindi siya istorbo. Okay. Let's go ahead. Uy. Close ko lang yung Skype ko. Ayun, kung nakikita nyo, no? Ito yung mga news. And the list of news that will be coming in tonight. Meron tayong 9 p.m. Meron na namang FOM, Fed member. Magsasalita. But right later around 1:15, there's 1:15 in the morning ng Wednesday. Ang dami pala. By 12:30, 1 a.m., may BOE, may FOMC, and then 1:15, BOC. Bank of Canada, ang dami pala. So, I'm not suggesting any positions tonight. Or maybe we will have to do a quick in and out, but sa akin na hindi ako nag-charting today because I have to set up things out sa office. I might not do anything about no ano. Ang ganda ng shirt niya. Magpapagawa ako bago mag-Cebu, Sir Harold, Cebu or Manila. Don't worry. I have your size already. Sige, pull up na natin yung presentation. All right. For this evening, I'll be sharing you guys about the actual title of our webinar was ano talaga eh. It was psychology, risk, and ano yung isa? Sorry. And beyond. So parang sabi ko, more on nakafocus naman talaga ako sa news and fundamental sa series ng topic natin. So guys, I'll have to change the title. So it's a Forex news and Forex trading. So before anything else, I'd like to share and let you know about Iron FX. No? Si Iron FX, it's a global CFD broker. No? So alam nyo naman yan. And let me just go ahead and share my screen dito sa ayan. Yan, nakashare na yung screen natin. And Forex Broker. Iron FX is an online broker specializing contracts for difference or CFDs in foreign exchange or Forex trading. And they offer on various instruments, including Forex, commodities, stocks, indices, and more. And by the way, guys, I just checked the Iron FX YouTube channel. If you go to if you visit and check the YouTube channel of Iron FX, there's a lot in multiple countries that being catered ni Iron FX, no? Founded siya 2010, headquarters is located in Limassol, Cyprus. Regulation ng Iron FX operates under various regulatory bodies depending on the region, including Cyprus Security and Exchange Commission or CySEC, Financial Account Authority or FCA in the UK, Australian Securities and Investment Commissions or ASIC, Financial Sector Conduct Authority or FSCA in South Africa. Of course, Forex trading is not regulated in the Philippines and hindi po tayo regulated sa Forex dito sa Pilipinas, but I did not see and find anything that would stop an individual to do trading. As what I'm doing right now, nagtitrade ako personally for myself. I'm not gonna be like inviting everybody to invest for me or invest your money sa akin. Hindi po ganun si Iron FX. If you wanted to do your own personal trading, it's a risk already because you understand and we know that a broker or a forex broker is not based locally or onshore. Ibig sabihin, hindi po tayo protektado pag yung isang broker po ay may problema or bulilyaso, wala po tayong magagawa doon and wala po magagawa yung Pilipinas or yung law natin dito. But unless if there are some things that is being, sabihin natin, if there are some activities being held dito, like they were trying to transact something using some ganito, and ganyan, may mga local na silang transaction yung mga broker and they're doing what, like, I don't know, some advertising locally. I don't know how that how SEC consider that. But for Iron FX, I guess, I mean, for Iron FX, regulated po siya sa nasabi ko po at nabanggit ko po mga regulations, no? And for us here in the Philippines, we don't have any local office because of course, again, offshore po si Iron FX. But then I decided to be partner with Iron FX for my forex trading kasi nga kinilatis ko siya. I did some research. And of course, last 2015 issue, nabasa ko rin yan. But that issue was already been settled and natapos na po yan. Of course, sino bang hindi magkaka-issue kung meron namang mga taong nag-a-abuse ng bonuses, di ba? How would a broker consider that if you abuse something, if there's a loophole na tinitake advantage nila? Isa din yan, plus some other issues. Pero lahat po yan are settled. I wouldn't be here with Iron FX partnering with them with my trading journey kasi kung ganun man lang, unang-una ipo-pull out ko na whatever is that. But so far, my experience with them since last year was already good naman siya. And of course, when it comes to deposit and withdrawal, I don't have any issues at all. Offshore siya, pero madali din i-process according to what they have stated doon naman before I sign up with them. So, ganun po. Again, ulitin ko lang, forex trading is not regulated in the Philippines and it's strongly everyone is being hidden advised not to engage any offshore brokerage or partners, pero it's up to you po. That is already a risk. Much more kung mag-trade ka, meron pa ring risk doon sa merkado. So, and avoid lang talaga natin magbigay ng pera for investments, no? Na hindi natin kakilala. Kahit hindi naman forex, ang dami ring mga scam dito sa Pilipinas eh. Yung iba nga, yung mga pahulugan or whatsoever that they're doing just to come up with a Ponzi scheme, no? So, para sa atin, with Iron FX, if you wanted to know more about it, you can message me, we can discuss, I can help you understand more about. I'm not really inviting and enticing anything here kasi si forex trading talaga is very risky and I'm gonna tell you straight into your face. 3% lang ang success. Kaya 97% nagfi-fail talaga sa forex trading because lack of knowledge, lack of discipline, lack of information, and they thought that they are already a forex trader when they're not. Because they only understand yung buy and sell lang. Pero lahat ng dapat mong matutunan, it's a very vast and wide tawag dito. Industry yung forex trading. A lot of things. Hindi lang po active profits ang pwede sa forex trading na kitain. There are a lot of things that you can also earn through forex trading. So let me tell you this, friends, people that are watching right now, make sure that you totally understand forex trading and make sure that you choose the right partner. For me, I have already chosen the right partner, which is Iron FX. Thank you. So let's move forward. And for tonight, let's have an overview of our topic, the frenzy of news trading, the position sizing, and the position sizing is everything and false breakouts abound. So, unang-una, news trading involves making trading decisions based on scheduled economic announcement and unexpected breaking news event. Like what happened, no? Like last weekend, bigla na lang talagang nag-retaliate si Iran. So, what happened? When the market started, yesterday, gold went up because expected na talagang pag may gera, may geopolitical tension, the reaction ng gold will really be going what? Mag-a-appreciate siya kasi most of the investors will make all of their assets dinadala nila sa gold kasi si gold is safe haven siya. It will not depreciate during those tensions or during that situation. Let's go ahead and talk more about news trading. Nasabi ko na to nung last topic natin, yung news trading, di ba? What is news trading? I have already mentioned some of the news on our last webinar. I think that was last week of March. If you can review and get back to that webinar nasa Facebook ko, and meron din sa Iron FX website. So economic announcement like interest rate decisions, unemployment numbers, inflation data can cause sudden sharp moves in currencies. Why does it matter? No? News events can cause significant currency volatility, creating both potential profit and significant risk for traders. Totoo po yan. Kasi pag may news talaga, either sinasabi ng iba, I don't do fundamental, but they don't trade when there's a big news. Alam nilang tingnan yung calendar already for the news. So meaning, talagang nire-respect pa rin nila yung fundamental, and it really matters because they sometimes decide out na yung mga trade ko kasi there's incoming news. Yung iba pa nga minsan talagang they accept the loss if they totally don't understand and don't know the news that is coming in, and especially if they're not sure of their technical analysis and their biases. So it's better to be safe than to be wiped out, no? Mas maganda pa rin mag-decide to stay out from the market if there is a news incoming, if you totally do not understand. Kasi si news talaga, as what I have shared, news is you are looking into a long-term possibility or probability where the price will be going. You have the bigger picture if you totally understand and you follow the fundamental analysis pagdating sa forex trading. Simple definition, news trading involves making trading decision based on scheduled economic announcement and unexpected breaking news events. Tulad ng what? Well, non-farm payroll, FOMC, GDP, CPI, and unlisted news. These are the news websites that I can suggest na pwede nyo tingnan. Kung nakikita nyo si X, yan is si Twitter. No? Sa Twitter, mas nano-notify kasi ako sa Twitter. Like nung weekend, I don't have to open the website every now and then. So I just waited for Twitter. Kasi andun yung, sa Twitter kasi merong financial juice. Hindi ako nakasubscribe doon. I don't have any subscription with financial juice. But I am following financial juice. Sino pa yun? Kaya napit ko. Si Walter Bloomberg, halos kasabayan lang yan. And then, dito kasi yung X ko sa ano eh. X, Twitter again. First Quack. I like First Quack. A lot more of mga nagpo-post sa X, no? Financial juice, and some private individuals also share their ideas and their biases. So mas maganda siya during weekend na naka-notify din kayo. Pero if you'd like to, here's what I'm gonna be showing you dito sa news, no? Let's go ahead and pull up some of the news na talagang nagbibigay ng impact. For example, tingnan natin yung malakas ba yung non-farm first week ng April? Tingnan natin. Anong date ba yung non-farm? So, this was April 5, 8:30. Tingnan natin ng April 5 si gold. Or sabihin natin si DXY. Ito yun DXY. April 5. Magbubukas tayo ng bago. Yung walang patterns. Sa capital.com tayo. Daily. Tingnan natin yung drawing. Ngayon, hanapin natin si April 5. Anong galaw ng April 5? Okay. Alright. Nung April 5 was the non-farm result. So, ganito po ako mag-check. If I'm gonna go ahead and check the news, ganito po yung gagawin natin. For example, we know, no, as a trader, alam natin that every what? Dita natin tong video natin para makita nyo. So, every first week of the month and first Friday of the month, there's what we call non-farm payroll. And that week, meron ding mga malalaking news din dyan. Yung first will be the ADP non-farm employment change that will always be up around Wednesday. Plus the JOLT, meron din mga JOLT, no? CPI, and then the CPI will follow on the next week, no? Right after the non-farm week. So dito tayo focus sa non-farm. Paano ba natin tingnan to understand more about the news? Paano ba yung impact niya? Ano ba yung resulta kung ganito, ganyan? You just have to simply do this. Sa Forex Factory, you need to go to calendar. Now, again, calendar. And then you can either filter. So dito tayo sa first week, no? So April 1, so April 5 yung non-farm. Ito na yung non-farm week. So these are the data. Ito na yung actual, forecast, and previous. So paano ba natin, for example, dito sa non-farm, paano ba magiging reaction nito or how will the market be or paano ba magiging ano bang epekto nito sa merkado? For example, nung April 5 ng Friday, 8:30 in the evening, nakalagay na to eh. Kahit tingnan nyo pa mamaya sa Forex Factory or even now, next month, May, tingnan natin next month. Filter muna natin to next month. First week next month. O ayan, May 1, Thursday, May 2. Ayan, may FOMC pala. Okay, FOMC na pala ngayong May 2, no? Thursday, another scheduled. And FOMC meetings are scheduled, ay hindi to FOMC meeting eh. Statement lang to. I think there's gonna be something that will be released later by Powell. And tingnan natin mamaya. I don't wanna speculate. This Friday of May 3, first Friday, non-farm. Ayan, di ba naka-scheduled na siya? So para doon, para alam niyo po na may mga scheduled news, you just have to simply go to Forex Factory or either sa inyo gusto, pwede rin sa investing, and always locate the calendars or news. Kasi sa akin, ito mas madali lang tong Forex Factory. Sanay na ako dito. But there are times talaga that I go and check other sources, not just one. Sometimes 2 or 3 sources and then X na, yung Twitter. So, tingnan natin to dito. Hold on, guys. Kailan, guys, natin to. So, tingnan natin. Balikan natin to. So, May 3, alam natin non-farm, 8:30 in the evening. So, alam natin yan. So, why do we have to like gamble kung alam natin nakaschedule na? So, on this week, para sa akin na alam ko na yung mga news na mangyayari this first week of May, I would like to I would remind myself to slow down as much as possible. No trades muna, not unless I have, kasi yung tinitingnan ko dito yung ADP non-farm farm employment change. Plus, I always respect JOLTS. Paiba-iba kasi ano dito. And then seeing this would really like make me decide not to stay in the market too long, no? Nang matagal. Kung meron lang opportunity, siguro scalp lang. Yun lang siguro ang gagawin ko on the first week of May. So ganun po ang nangyayari. Ahead po tayo kasi we are able to check the calendar. Plus, dito din sa dashboard ng news, ang sinasabi dito is these are the news or the latest stories or the breaking news or the hottest stories. I call this news index. Meron din kasi mga news dito na hindi sa calendar. So I always have to juggle around from news to calendar and making sure na updated din ako sa mga biglaang news dito, like kagaya ng pag-respond ng Iran sa Israel, ganun, hindi yun nakalista eh. 'Di ba? Biglaan decided yun, and hindi yun the usual data na sinusunod natin sa fundamental. So, magagamit nyo din ito. And then of course, the market, the sentiments, you can also check here the biases or sino ba yung mga retail trades. Ito, yan. Ito guys. O, tingnan natin sa Euro USD. Maliit lang yung nag-short. Mostly, most of the traders are on their long positions. 90%. Yun po yung position ngayon sa Euro. So the possibility of Euro will be flying up or lilipad siya. So ang nangyayari pag lumilipad si Euro, humihina si USD and dapat lumakas si gold. So baka lumipad din si gold. But it's kind of like confusing right now and I can really give any probability, but I'll just have to continue our webinar. So sa news, ito, tingnan natin tong April 5. Ang sinasabi dito, pag ang actual daw, ang usual effect, dito mo titingnan yung effect eh. Pag kinik mo yung folder, ito, dito sa calendar, and then ito yung news. Kunwari, ito na yung sa May. No? Sa May na non-farm. Saan ba yun? Teka, filter natin ulit. Next month. Ayan. So, na-filter natin. Ito, non-farm. So, ang sinasabi dito, actual, if yung actual, ito yung actual, Wala pa namang data eh. So far, wala pa namang data. Pero, magiging previous nito is 303, no? And then yung forecast, hindi pa binibigay yung forecast for the non-farm for May 3rd. So dito tayo titingin sa April 5. This is just for an example. Ang sabi dito ng April 5, bago talaga lumabas yung news, meron siyang forecast na 212 and then meron siyang previous result na 270 or 275 but it was like adjust revised to 270. And then nag-expect sila ng 212. And then the usual effect dito, makikita mo, babasahin mo ito, if yung actual is greater than the forecast which is 212 and naging 303, it will be a good for currency. So, ibig sabihin, magiging good siya for DXY. Now, this is released monthly, di ba? So, if you wanted to know more about this, I suggest to go to Investopedia para mas maintindihan niyo po kung ano po yung non-farm, no? I don't have the time to discuss that, but let's go ahead and look at the chart kung ano ba nagiging impact nito sa DXY nung 8:30 ng gabi, April 5. Nung nag-impact yung news, ito yung news eh. So, 13, 14, 15. Teka, April 5. Saan ba yun? Ito. April 5. Saan ba yung April 5? March. Naka-daily tayo. March 28. Ito, April 5. So, anong nangyari dito? Nung nag-impact siya, highlight natin si April 5. Ito. Kasi mas makikita natin to sa 4 hours. Ito. Around what? So, 20. Ito, andito. So, ito yung candle nung nag-impact na yung what? Non-farm. Yes. Nung nag-impact yung non-farm, kasi favorable eh. Favorable siya, di ba? So, talagang umabot dito yung price ng DXY. There was a certain period nung lumabas na yung news, andito yung price, dito siya nag-open, umakyat siya, pero bumalik pa rin siya dito, andito rin siya nag-close. Ibig sabihin, lumakas siya dahil nga 303 out from the forecast of 212K. Pero lang, kung titingnan natin to dito, what happened next was, there's a lot of news came in na dala ng mga FOMC members na nag-speak. Etong dalawang to, eto, sunod-sunod yung mga speak nila related sa interest rate or yung rate cut na hindi naman favorable talaga, which considered ng mga siguro ng merkado na they wanted to have a rate cut. So what happened here is bumagsak ulit si DXY and it continues to go down up until it went back April 24. Yung April 24, there was a good news. Ito magulo tong week na to dito eh. I mean, hindi, April 10 pala, sorry. Magulo tong area na to dito. There's a lot of news coming in unlisted. Meron ding listed sa CPI. So, pero kung focusan natin non-farm, ito yung talagang usual na ginagawa pag non-farm. Bilangin natin to. I'll give you an idea, guys. This is how I always trade the news. I always familiarize kung magkano yung possible na takbo or pips. Yan. Ito yung the usual pips na tinatakbo ng DXY pag may non-farm. Sa gold naman, itatranslate natin to. Alright, let's go ahead and pull up a gold chart. Yung walang laman. Hanapin natin yung April 5. Kung anong naging reaction nun, April 5. Eto. Diba nakita naman ninyo na umangat tas bumagsak yung DXY? So, nung April 5, ito na. Andito. Siguro, nung April 5, nung lumamas yung news, ito yung nangyari. Andito, itong area na to. Hindi talaga bumagsak si gold kahit na malakas si DXY. For some reason, again, balikan natin, because of this interest rate and inflation. Lalo lang tumaas si gold dahil din by the following week and by those statements coming out ng mga unlisted, yung inflation pa rin is stable and still not subsiding according to their target. So nangyari dito, umangat pa rin si gold, but then if you're gonna count this, there is a certain character pag may non-farm na news. Tingnan nyo, magkano yung usual talagang tinatakbo from here. Ito. Ito, dito nag-start yun eh. Yan. The usual na tinatakbo or sabihin natin sa 1 hour, mas madali itong makita sa 1 hour pag may non-farm or may mga high impact news. Itong area na to. Tingnan nyo to. Dito lumabas yung non-farm. Ito yung impact. Look at this. How did this price ng gold mag-react? The usual pips na ginagalaw ng gold pag may non-farm or may high impact news like non-farm is from 300. Usual kung hindi naman masyadong ganun, hindi naman ganun ka-exciting, nasa 350 to 450 pips lang yan, no? Or sometimes in micro, it's 4,000 pips, something like that. Sabihin natin. Pero ito, it's not really that an exciting result kasi alam natin talagang there's a pressure about the inflation related. So kahit maganda yung result, again, magiging pangit pa rin yung hitsura dahil nga may mga unlisted din ng mga speak na galing sa FOMC. Pero nung natapos naman yung non-farm week, eto naman nangyari kay DXY, bumulusok. But still, dapat pag ganito kasi yung itsura, let me share it to you guys. Tingnan niyo to, may papakita ko sa inyo. Compare natin to. Tingnan niyo to ha. Ayan. Papakita ko sa inyo. Ang usual talaga na nangyayari. Ayan. Medyo magulo to ha. It's just look at this. Yung line graph na yan yung gold. Ito yung bar charts naman. I mean, yung candlestick naman is yung DXY. So, ang nangyayari talaga, pag tumataas si DXY, yan, 2023 mataas si DXY, opposite talaga dapat si gold. Eto iba eh, iba yung nangyayari. Tumaas si DXY, tumaas din si gold. Dahil nga rin sa inflation plus some geopolitical tensions going on. Kahit nabalikan pa natin to, look at this. Oh, year what? Year 2022. Nag-all-time high si DXY, nag-all-time low din yan si gold. Okay? So dapat talaga pag nag-up si DXY, bumabagsak si gold, but this time it's not happening and it's not going on. Kaya rin sabi ko, it's not going to be that easy to understand the market this 2 quarters na ang nakaraan. Tapos na yung first quarter, start na tayo ng na second quarter. So what is really going on? Kaya na inaantay, tina-timing natin, and yung mga speculations sa sentiments, ang sinasabi talaga, it's because of geopolitical tensions plus this ongoing interest rates na pinaplano ng lahat na mag-rate cut na. So isa yan sa mga factors that we have to consider. Pero mas mataas talaga sa geopolitical. So ganun ang nangyayari. Now, kung alam natin to and we totally understand this, I think your trades will be safe. Plus, if you can also budget everything before the news, or if you'd like to trade sa news, you also able to understand where the possible zone na pwede natin pasukan kasi napapamiliarize natin yung bawat impact or bawat characters ng news, no? Kung magkano yung ibibigay niyang pips or how he will be printed doon sa price chart. Regardless of the news data or the result, negative or positive, the technique here is you have to familiarize kung magkano yung ibibigay niyang pips. There is a common common talaga yung common yung binibigay nila. Repetitive lang yan, regardless na positive or negative, pero meron siya talagang sinusunod. So, ganun po si news. Alright. So, ganun lang ako mag-trade ng fundamental. I always make sure to go back and research from the previous results or the previous data from last month kasi pabalik-balik lang. As what I've showed you, listed na po yung news na yan. Next May, nakalist na rin yung schedules niyan, no? Paiba lang yung day, for example, except non-farm, it's always going to be on Friday, ADP non-farm. Sometimes yung CPI kasi lumalabas Tuesday or Wednesday or depende. So may naiiba siya. And then yung nag-change lang din is yung data. Pero lahat listed yan. Except yung unlisted will be those breaking news na bigla-bigla na lang. Now, plus, you have to also check the market, what? The market bias or the sentiments of the traders. Kasi importante din alam natin, for example, dito sa Euro USD. And by the way, yeah, look at this. Look at the movements of the broker. Iron FX is on the top 5 right now. Kasunod lagi yan sila at Forex. So those are the things that we need to understand. Aside from non-farm, meron pang FOMC which is scheduled 8 meetings in 12 months. Si GDP monthly din yan, CPI monthly din yan. And then yung mga unlisted news, no? So these are the additional websites that you'd like to use for checking the news that are scheduled for the upcoming month. And of course, the quarterly news, meron din yan. So ganun ka-importante. It does really matter. Kung gusto nyong matutong mag-fundamentals, it's just simply reading and understanding it. Tingnan nyo, mas magiging I'm not saying na magiging profitable kayo, but the consistency of your trades, and sometimes lang pag nasobrahan din wala ka sa focus, talagang apektado yung trade mo. So if you are not able to follow correctly, you don't spend time a lot, daming disturbo, wag na lang mag-trade to be safe. Main risk types that face businesses, no? News trading is high risk pero high reward siya. So sinasabi ko, pwede natin siyang Pwede natin siyang abangan kasi you can always wait for the breakout during the news. For example, yung non-farm kanina pinakita ko, magre-repeat tayo, mag-check tayo, magba-backtest tayo. Tingnan niyo to, guys. Tingnan niyo to. Saan ba 'yun? Ito 'yun, 'di ba? Magre-replay tayo dito. 30 minutes ito maganda tingnan. Kasi 30 minutes na ito. Dito. 20. Dito lumabas eh. So, hihinaan natin. Sabihin natin. For example, so calculation natin is it can go here. Yan. 200 pips. Or I mean 2,000 pips, or it can go here. So, ganun yung expect natin. Now, sabihin natin, yan na, nagte-text na siya. So, magbabay ako dyan. Ngayon, kasi alam ko bumaba na-accomplish na niya dapat yung sa news. Bumagsak na siya, di ba? Exactly that time, nung lumabas na yung news. Tingnan nyo, nung nag-buy ako, ito nangyari ngayon. Ayan. So, meron akong profit. Ayan. Oh. Look at that. Tapos, i-close ko na. So, I'm good with that. Look at, di ba? Pag may news, ito non-farm to. Again, April 5, that's 8:30 non-farm to. So, either, kung titingnan nyo, di ba, sabi ko 2,000 pips or 200 pips for standard. Ayan, pwede rin dito. So, kung dito siya nauna, pwede akong sabihin kung pag nireject niya dito yon somewhere here, nireject siya somewhere here. Kailangan balikan natin to. Nireject siya dito somewhere here, up here. Siguro dito, nag-sell ako. Hindi naman siya nireject dyan. Talagang dito siya pumunta muna. But got rejected with this support. So, ayun, strong buy. Pwede ganun, no? Kaya risky pero high reward yung news. Depende pag alam mo na talaga yung totally new and sanay ka na, you're used to that kind of news. Alam mo na kung magkano yung pwede niyang ibigay muna bago mo talaga ma-confirm yung possibility kung saan siya pupunta. And it often requires fast decision making. Tama din to. I agree with this. Both schedule and unexpected news can move markets, and which is really, really, really true, which happened nung weekend. Ayan, daming example natin. All right, sa position sizing topic natin, why it's key, why position sizing is key, you know? How big your trades are determines how long you can survive in the market. Ito lang. Importante, especially pag nag-news trading ako. I just set aside a certain budget into the account. And sometimes talaga, human as I am, minsan pumapasok dito yung emosyon, regardless na nag-set ka na, pag hindi talaga planned yung trade mo, if you are not really gonna discipline yourself and control yourself in the trading, talagang you're gonna be having a lot of trouble. Makakalbo ka. And that's what I'm experiencing. Hindi naman. But I'm really having fun with doing I'm really having fun sa forex trading. Nag-i-enjoy ako, kumikita ka, and of course, challenging siya. Hindi lang siya basta-basta. Akala kasi ng iba this is a scheme to a quick rich what program. Hindi po. You have to really spend a lot of time doing this. Okay? And you have to totally understand that there's some money involved in this, and you cannot just like sit down, place a trade, and right after your trade you expect return. No, hindi po ganun. Kaya you have to really budget needs you have to really set aside a budget whenever you place a trade. So example lang, si trader A meron siyang $500 sa account niya. So yung risk appetite niya is 10%. So if he plays a position, he can go along with a $50 negative or $45 negative before he can cut or close that position, or nakalagay siya ng stop loss. Kasi up to 10% pwede niya lang ipatalo. Beyond that, ayaw na, out na muna sa market. Kasi what you have to, yung kailangan mong i-recover niyan is 20%. You have to first cover up or recover the 10% na na-loss mo bago ka mag-earn dyan ng another 10%. So you have to totally target that 20%. Malaki na yan, mataas na yan. So for me, you just have to really make sure that you totally understand whenever you place a position. Trader B, meron siyang 5,000. Pero yung risk niya, grabe to, no? Super conservative siya. Yung 5,000 niya, 1% lang yung kayang i-risk niya, which is $50. Wow! Okay nga siya, you know? Almost. Pero this past few weeks talagang na-lost ako. After 5 losing trades in a row, trader is down to 250 and trader B is down to what? 4,750. Kasi nga 1% lang yung kaya niya ipatalo. Pero dito, ang laki ng tinalo. Trader A is down to 250 kasi siguro the probability na sabihin natin 5 losing after 5 trades. So 50%, no, losing every trade kasi yung kaya niya ipatalo 10%. So 5 losing trades, so natalo siya ng 250. Ito, 1% lang, natalo siya ng 5%, so meron pa siyang 4,750. Wow, this is a very good risk management and position control. May i-share ako sa inyo, guys. Ito. Laruhin natin to. This is not a tool that can help you like being rich right away, but it can really help you. For example, meron tayo ditong account na 5,000. Sabihin natin 5,000. Yung goal ko lang dito for a month will be like magta-target lang ako sa 5,000 ng $500. A very conservative target, I guess. Magkano ba si $500? 10% lang. Baruhin ko ha. Yan, $500 is 10% of 5,000 USD. So ngayon, sabihin natin, you already checked the market, like na magte-trade tayo kay, sabihin natin si gold. Si gold yung iti-trade natin. So, you have a confirmation. Tingnan natin to. For example, dito. You're seeing a possible reaction dito, somewhere here. Ano ba to? Ito yung gusto mong mangyaring trade. No? Kala. Mag-short tayo dyan. Lagay tayo na short position dito. Yan. So, ito yung possible na stop loss ko. So, yung risk reward dito is 1.64. Now, the possible, magkano kaya yung i-ano natin dito? Target natin will be around 214 pips, and then 131 pips yung ano natin, yung calculation natin for stop loss. Yung stop loss natin nasa 2394, yung position natin is nasa 2381, or adjust natin to konti. Sabihin natin dito yung position natin for selling, and ito yung target take profit natin. Siguro ito yung take profit 1, and then ito yung possible take profit 2. So dito magte-trail stop ako pag tinamaan to. Yung difference nila dito, magkano kaya ito? Total pips. para alam ko, may malagay ko sa trail stop. Yung mga ganung technique guys is very important. So there is what? Around 200 pips, no? So yung trail stop ko dito will be always at every 500 points, no? Kasi from 382 yung target natin down to 2363. So yeah, 800 points yung trail stop ko dito. If ever dumating na yung price dito and dumiretso siya, so if bumalik dito, meron pa rin ako 50% profit. And pag dumating siya dito, and then umusog siya dito, dito lang, and biglang hindi na niya na-touch tong take profit area ko talaga, and dito na lang. So at least yung trail stop ko, sa take profit 1, clear out pa rin ako. Labas pa rin na may profit. So ganun yung gagawin ko. Okay, look at this guys. Now, this is our position. Yung pinakita ko kanina, nakakatulong to kasi nababudget ko. Let's just say today is April 16. So ito yung chart natin. Sabihin natin sa chart natin, nadyo-journal ko eh. So sabihin natin, ito yung nakita natin, copy link natin to. Am I selling this? Yes, you can message me if you like to. I'm not giving this for free. So sabihin natin, yung i-expose ko lang dito is 0.05. So $5. So lot multiplier natin, $5 per tick. Now, yung entry point natin, kasi magsisell tayo, di ba? 2,382, tama ba? Tama ba yung sa chart natin? 2,308.99? Yes, 0.99. So yung entry point natin. Yung stop loss natin is nasa what? Ano yung stop loss natin dito? So calculation to ha. So alam natin. So ano to? Stop loss natin is 2394.44. Right. Look at this guys. 2394.44. Yan. So by using this, sabihin natin wala pa eh, hindi pa natin wala pa tayong final dito. Hindi pa natin pwede lagyan to ng final PNL kasi hindi pa natin alam kung tatamaan ba natin or hindi. So ang gagawin natin dito kasi sell position to siya. So ang mangyayari dito is trade risk. If ever na hindi man ito tinamaan yung entry natin and then nag-reverse siya, mali pala yung stop loss na 2394.44. Yung take profit natin, kaya pala, iba yung result. Right, sorry. 2363. Right, sabihin natin 2363. 2363.50. Sabihin natin, ito. So, ang mangyayari dito, if you have this, look at this guys. Hindi mo pa alam kung talagang magkano yung kikitain mo or how much will be the risk na ibibigay mo. So sabihin natin, yung kaya mo lang i-risk is 1%. Look at this table. Look at this position calculator or table na ginawa natin. Look at this. Your capital exposure will be 1.15%. Maximum risk is 1.15%. Nakikita mo sa position mo pa lang kung magkano yung pwedeng i-risk mo with your entry point, your stop loss, and your take profit. Right. Look at this. Kung ito yung mangyayari, tinamaan to entry mo, tapos na stop loss ka, you will be losing what? $50, 57.25 cents. Pero kung tinamaan naman to, yung TP target mo, tinamaan siya, nag-TP ka, you will be gaining 97.45. So magiging mangyayari dito, ma-add up na siya. Your capital will now be 5,097 US dollar na. If ever nag-go yung trade mo talaga. So sabihin natin dito, ito na, nangyari na. So, ay, teka lang. Wala, nawala yung ano ko. Dapat kasi may percent to. Hindi siya lumabas. But it's okay. It's okay. So ito na yung naging TP natin. Ito na yung naging TP natin, 97.45. Now you can check on the overview for today's trade. Ito na yun. Ayan. Meron ka pong makikita rin dito overall statistics and yung result ng mga tinitrade mo. Parang meron ka ng total journal sa lahat ng mga trades mo according to according to those trades na place mo dito. Tingnan nyo. Ayan. Oh. Balance mo, yung goal mo, yung capital mo. Yan. Look at this guys. how amazing this tool is. This can help you doing a lot position calculation or risk management. No? Alam natin kung magkano yung pwede i-risk natin. So sabihin natin, meron na naman tayong possible open trades. Mag-open trade na naman tayo. Or dalawa yung nilagay natin dito. Ito naman, 0.10. So $10 yung per click dito. So nag-error. Hindi ko lang ito na automatic guys ha. Pero don't worry, yung automatic natin to. Kasi hindi ko pa nilagyan. Ayan. Ayan. So, ngayon, iba naman. Nilakihan natin siya. So, nilakihan natin. Since tapos na to, pwede natin to i-consider. Wala na to eh. Na-consider na natin to. This time, yung total risk natin sa pangalawang trade, kasi natapos na natin to. Wala na to. Nilagay na natin yung P&L. Consider, hindi niya na-calculated yan. Kasi, yan, magbabago yan. Oh, pwedeng ganyan. Sorry. So, nababago niya. No? So, ito. So same thing, nakikita pa rin natin yung total risk dito. Nababago pa rin niya. Pero it's okay guys. I will have to just make sure na nakikita niyo naman dito kung ano yung posibleng mangyayari if ever na nag-place tayo ng trade but we are able to calculate and make sure na tama yung pinagagawa natin. Tinitingnan muna natin kung magkano yung magiging risk and possible exposure ng capital sa capital natin. By this, siguro that there will be a big improvement when it comes to your trading results and consistency. So if you wanted to have this guys, just let me know. I can share this to you guys and we can talk about it. So I hope that helped no yung sa lot sizing. Kasi importante talaga. How much we have to understand kung how much yung willing natin i-risk, especially pag may mga news trading and especially mag-scalp ka, meron dapat alam mo rin eh where you would also like to put your stop loss and your current on whatever currency pairs that you would like to use. Alam mo rin yung magkano yung pip value or per click niya or per tick niya para at least kalkulado mo and you're not gonna be having panic attack during the time na nag-trade ka na and biglang may pumasok na malaking news na hindi natin ini-expect, unlisted siya or maybe listed siya pero di mo alam. So, importante talaga din alam natin mag-calculate ng position size natin. It's very important for us to understand also where to place our stop loss and our take profit. No? In this simple explanation or illustration na to, how to set up our stop loss and TP. For example, yung market structure dito is coming from a higher high going to higher low. So you are expecting of understanding that the previous higher high will be taken out as it will be creating a new higher high. So ang position mo dito will be a buy position. So you have the entry point here. So ang alam natin dito, yung stop loss mo dapat shouldn't be the what? Getting your stop loss dito kasi dito na yung higher low and it creates another support here and the next support here. So dito yung entry point mo as you understand na na-break niya yung dalawang resistance dito, yung neck ng what? Drop, base drop, ito yung possible neckline. Nung na-break niya to dito, nag-entry point ka, I would suggest tama itong stop loss. I would rather put the stop loss on the last support line. Itong support line na to dito. Para if ever man naman na hindi tumuloy or nag-false break lang, at least safe ako dito ng ilang pips lang. Hindi totally dito yung stop loss ko. Or you can still adjust it here if you'd like to because there are times na talagang ititest niya hanggang itong area na to. Itong area na to possible. Depende sa time frame na gamit nyo kung paano tingnan. And then, to be safe, yung take profit ko dito, I will just before this area. Ito yung ako dito ako, pero okay rin dito yung take profit niya. So you have to make sure you understand where you put your stop loss and you take profit, and always set up your safety net when it comes to your forex trading. I still wanted to talk and discuss more about the false breakout, but seems that pag discuss natin to, we might have a short discussion na lang, and I don't want to miss this. Pero i-add ko to sa next topic natin, or the next webinar, and that would be, kailan yung next schedule ko? Next week ata, 23rd of this month, I will be having another webinar, and the last Tuesday of this month on 30. So depende, i-add ko tong false breakout topic and discussions. So I guess that would be all for tonight. Thank you guys for watching our webinar or joining me sa webinar natin. And I hope that you learned some things about sa forex trading and can help you improve your forex trading journey and make sure to be consistent. And of course, wala naman tayong ibang sasabihin kundi profitable. You have to be profitable, but we need to make sure we are consistent when we are profitable. Hindi yung profitable ka lang ng 2 araw, tapos deposit ka na ng the rest of the year. Huwag ganun. Mahirap yun. So I guess that would be all, guys. Any questions? Thank you, Sir Harold. Thank you so much for watching and bringing in some friends. Thank you, Sir Harold. Any questions, concerns related to this, let me know. Message lang po kayo. And I'm here, Sir Norris and Sir Harold. If you have any queries about how to set up with Iron FX, please do contact us in our Facebook account. Okay? So, good evening yung mga nasa Zoom. Thank you po sa pag-join. Maraming salamat po sa nag-stay. And hanggang dito na lang. Once again, you have a wonderful evening, good night, and good luck kasi New York session na. Opening na yung New York market sessions. Good luck, traders. You have a wonderful evening. May the pips be with you. God bless everybody. Thank you, Miss Tech. Hindi pa nga tapos, sinaayos pa. Kasi I just got home last night and last weekend pa to pininturahan. So, inaayos ko pa. But, ganito na siguro, minimal na lang. Wala na masyadong, ano. Thank you guys. Ayan, Miss Tech din. You can also talk to Miss Tech if you wanted to partner up with Iron FX. Good night. Stop share ko na and then, na ba to? Stop record.